It's Christmas time in the cities. There's merrymaking in Athens and Thessaloniki on Christmas Eve. Greek female writers abroad need to talk shop in Athens. And Panasonic Christmas Time Sports Fest. Hello, Merry Christmas, and welcome to Satellite News. I'm Krista Fleischner. The spirit of Christmas was everywhere in Athens and Thessaloniki Wednesday night, and represented best by, who else? The little ones. Youngsters in Thessaloniki bashfully told Antenna that Christmas is about the birth of Christ, about love, and of course about presents. One boy said he wants a bike. His friend said he wished for a stereo. In Athens, thousands of people and their children gathered around the biggest Christmas tree in Europe for an evening of entertainment that included carols sung by a Scottish group. The streets of the capital shouted Christmas all day long as people browsed and shopped in a merry spirit. Greek Orthodox Archbishop of America, Spiridon, has sent a Christmas message to the faithful. The Archbishop urges all Christians bear in mind the deeper meaning of the holiday. Spiridon says, with words, songs, and gifts and decorations, we will celebrate the birth of Christ. And that's good, because of all those things we express our desire for peace and our joy over the glory of the holiday. But to celebrate Christmas properly, adds the Archbishop, more is needed. We must return to the birthplace of Christ, Bethlehem, and allow ourselves to be bathed in the light of Christ and the Virgin Mary. We need to remember the importance of humility, peace, obedience, and love. Otherwise, Christmas won't really be good, just superficial, because evil still exists in the world. Today, the Church, continues Spiridon, gives birth to Christ, just as the Holy Virgin did. The Church spreads its message of love and truth. A Merry Christmas to you all. In celebration of Christmas Eve, children's choirs and folklore groups performed for the Greek President and the Prime Minister and his wife. Throughout the day, Christmas music and folklore dances enhanced the holiday spirit by putting everyone in a festive mood. Traditional Christmas carols filled the presidential palace Wednesday morning, with choirs from the Presidential Guard, the police force, the fire brigade, and numerous folklore groups from all over Greece performing traditional dances. Greek President Kostas Stephanopoulos was thoroughly enjoying the holiday spirit. Prime Minister Kostas Sinitis and his wife Daphne were also treated to Christmas carols Wednesday morning at their residence. Wishing everyone happy holidays, Daphne Sinitis then gave presents to the children's choirs, who were from the National Conservatory and the Youth Center of Anoliosia. And Defense Minister Akis Tsokadzopoulos also enjoyed the holiday spirit, hearing carols at his office Wednesday morning. Carolers in Thessaloniki also helped New Democracy leader Kostas Karamanlis get in the holiday spirit on Wednesday. After hearing Christmas carols from the Thessaloniki folklore group, the main opposition leader, accompanied by his fiancée, then went Christmas shopping at the Thessaloniki Trade Center. Karamanlis showed a particular interest in the gift of music, especially the latest album by Yorgos Dallaras. Stopping to speak with the press, the New Democracy leader wished everyone Merry Christmas and, most importantly, health and love for people all over the world. Carolers also filled the streets of Athens, lending holiday cheer to last-minute shoppers picking up presents. From early morning hours, groups of children ran from house to house and store to store singing Christmas carols. Even Santa Claus was on hand, wishing passersby a happy new year filled with health and happiness. Catching Santa's eye, one little boy said, "I want Santa Claus to bring me a bicycle." It seemed Athens was a way of bringing out hidden talent on Wednesday, most of it in the traditional holiday spirit, but there also was a deviation from the norm. Even a hardware company celebrated the holiday season in a more modern vein, with dancers moving to the latest beat. The only disappointment of the day was at Varvakios Market, with not a turkey left in sight. Andreas Plastiras, president of the Butchers Association, joking about the shortage of turkeys, said, "Turkeys literally flew away. There are no more turkeys." After the cool weather spell, Athenians got their Christmas wish for a temperate climate, which led to a majority of them spending their holidays in the countryside. As of Wednesday morning, heavy traffic was the norm on the national highways, with traffic officers on duty to help facilitate the more than average flow. Those traveling by plane, train, or boat were faced with few congestion problems. thanks to the forethought of Olympic Airways, the state train organization, and port officials, who made arrangements for extra departures, making sure all passengers arrived at their destinations on time. Even Tassos Mandelis, the transport minister, was on hand at the Athenian train station Wednesday to make sure everything ran smoothly. He even wished those traveling a happy holiday season. And those driving to the Peloponnese were in for a treat. In line with the holiday spirit, musicians playing Christmas songs greeted drivers at the toll station of Elefsina. In February of 1998, OTE, the Greek phone company, is set to launch its mobile phone network. Managers of Cosmote, OTE's branch company undertaking the task, made the announcement on Wednesday. Yorgos Koliris, managing director of Cosmote, says about the product, "Our main difference over other products available on the market is in the quality of the network. Cosmote has a special offer to those subscribing before January 15th. It will start normal circulation on January 20th. Koliris says the special offer includes a number of bonuses, such as no standing charges, a free phone, and charges tabulated per second, meaning users will only be charged for every second they talk. In its first phase, the network will function in Athens, Thessaloniki, and Patra in the Peloponnese. The company says it's set to serve 70% of the Greek population by 1998. The first World Congress of Female Writers of Greek Descent was held in Athens recently. The event was sponsored by the Government Secretariat for Greeks Abroad. The Congress gave writers with a shared heritage a chance to get to know each other.
Antenna's Maria Alifanti explains that the central focus of the Congress was Greek expatriate female writers. Its aim was to make their writings better known. The two-day symposium was kicked off by alternate Greek Foreign Minister Yorgos Papandreou. He talked about the role of female Greek writers who live in other countries, calling them a plus for Hellenism at the end of the 20th century. Papandreou also made a special reference to Cyprus. The European Union made a significant decision recently, he said. Cyprus is to join the EU. Turkey has objected, but there will be another voice of Hellenism in the EU. Papandreou told Alifanti that the Congress is part of the attempt to promote Greek female writers abroad, so that people will understand that Greece doesn't stop at its borders. There are many Greek cultures meeting at this Congress. Greek General Secretary for Greeks Abroad Stavros Lambrinidis said the event gives them the chance to get to know each other better, but also to familiarize themselves better with Greek writers and their Greek audience. He added the Christmas season is a time when Greeks everywhere think about the Christian tradition, their tradition. Greeks abroad have the ongoing support of the Greek government, he said. Among those who took part in the symposium was Eleni Foka, the Cypriot woman who has been exiled from Turkish-occupied Cyprus for teaching her students the Greek language and Greek history. All those present were deeply moved by the presence of the woman who for 23 years devoted herself to keeping Hellenism alive in northern Cyprus. Foka thanked all those present for their contribution to literature. Of course, she said, my experience has been different. I've seen the destruction of our culture daily, the culture which has been created by the Greek spirit. It was a truly international forum. There were women from a number of countries there, from France, Holland, Australia, and Canada. They all had their own messages for Greek expatriates. Said one writer, "What I miss in Greece is the goodwill that all Greeks have within them. I thank our forefathers for leaving us a rich heritage." Added another, "I believe this event is a window of hope. Admittedly, the combative woman has been shoved aside today, but I'm proud to have worked with Greek women abroad." The Congress constituted an effort to deepen the bonds between the writers and their homeland, Greece. It was a reminder that a nation is much more than just the people who live within its borders.
Female inmates at Korydallos prison engaged in some holiday cheer on Wednesday. Officials from the Piraeus Labor Center organized the festivities with Greek folklore song and dance in an effort to help the inmates forget about their problems, if even for a little while. Antenna captured the festivities on camera. Yannis Mihas, president of the Piraeus Labor Center, said, "Deep within my heart, I want to thank these women for their warm welcome," adding, "We promise to organize more similar events. We will also try to convince the state to do more for these young people who want to be in contact with society." Eleni Angeli, an inmate, said, "This was something new for us. It was beautiful," adding, "An event such as this will help us a lot in making our next step into society." The prisoners were having so much fun, they even convinced the female wardens to join in the celebration. 13 students coming from the rare tribe of Kalas, who are considered to be the descendants of Alexander the Great, recently visited Greece. Their home is in the Indian Caucasus in Pakistan. This is the first time the children have traveled from their homeland in search for their roots. Heritage refers to a young, blonde nobleman who arrived in their homeland riding a horse, none other than Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great passed through the Indian Caucasus in his efforts to reach the south. Yulnaz, one of the children, says she's proud of her origin and thrilled to be in Greece. The children traversed through snow-covered mountains at a height of 3,200 meters to reach the valley and board the plane that would bring them to Greece. The tribe estimates that there are 3,000 of them living in the abrupt slopes of the Indian Caucasus at a height of 2,000 meters. Their religion is a multi-theistic one, originating from the 12 Greek gods. Ani Sumag, their teacher, said the children are taught the history of Alexander the Great, their tribe's traditions, as well as Greek tradition. Leaving the Greek airport on their way to Yanina, they told reporters ispata, their greeting, coming from the Greek verb aspazon, which means I kiss. The students will attend a program of Greek language and culture sponsored by the Greek Education Ministry at the University of Yanina. We'll be right back after this break.
Complete your call. Please deposit $5. Next.
Pro basketball players paid a Yuletide visit to kids at Topeka Foundation for Children with Special Needs. The players of IAC handed out Christmas gifts to all comers. Team coach Yannis Ioannidis and his players made these children smile on Christmas Eve. Ioannidis said, "The most important thing is that the Greek state is sensitized to their needs and tries to meet them." Player Michalis Kakiousis said, "Not just now, but throughout the year, people should remember these kids and visit them. They don't need presents as much as they need love and care." IAC Vice President Yannis Granitsas says the team looks forward to helping the Foundation's children more in the future. Already, the team has given the youngsters free passes to its games. On Wednesday, one kid turned the team members into spectators, showing off his stuff on the court. Panasonic is gearing up for its Christmas sports camp. Children have been invited to take part in the all-sport camp free of charge during the holiday season. The program, open to all those between 8 and 14 years of age, aims at cultivating a feeling of belonging to a larger group and inculcating a spirit of discipline, cooperation, and mild competition in participants. The program includes daily training sessions and seminars on a number of sports: basketball, track and field events, swimming, tennis, karate, and rhythmic gymnastics. A number of stars will be on hand to help the fledgling athletes. Olympic greats like Vuya Patudlizu, Olga Vasvecki, Katerina Kofa, and Makis Dendrinos will be coaching the kids who look up to them. As we heard earlier, the Athens Christmas tree was all lit up to usher in Christmas. The city will also be celebrating New Year's Eve in the appropriate style. There will be fireworks, top-bill entertainment, and lots of fun for all comers in the city center. Event organizer Nikos Mastoraki says the real stars of the event will be the people who come to take part, and the millions more who will be watching it all on antenna. And for those who can't be home or don't want to be home, there will be video walls around the Capitol where they can soak up the broadcast festivities. Things will get going just after 11 p.m. and run into the wee hours. All the streets around the centrally located Syntagma Square will be closed off, pedestrians only, and preferably with a smile. And that's our report for today. Thanks for being with us, and don't forget to join us for our recap of the week's top stories tomorrow night. From all of us in Athens, good night, ke kalistas nikta.